Hey guys, techmadeezy, and thank you so much for clicking on our video today. Well, you see it. Right next to each other, you got the River Pro and you've got the River 2 Pro. And in this video, it is going to be all about information. That is it. I am going to go over every nook and cranny to tell you the differences between these two. And if you're thinking of picking up the new River 2 Pro, well, this video should help you. But if you're thinking of going and getting the River Pro, well, this video should help you as well. So why don't we go ahead and get this party started. All right, guys, so we're going to pull this up and we're going to just tell you what we're covering at a high level. We're going to start off doing a quick look at both of the units, and then we're going to start to dig in, and we're going to go over cost differences. We're going to go over specs, which is really what this is about, right? Which is more powerful? We're going to go over the battery types and what makes them different or better. Which will last longer running devices and appliances, right? Which battery will last longer throughout its lifetime? Did they change solar charging in any way? We're going to go over the specs there as well, the weight differences, the warranty differences, and we're also going to go over what they include. All right? All right, we're going to go ahead and jump in and just really take a close look at the units. Afterwards, we're definitely going to dive into some specs, but let's take a look at the River Pro for a second. So this is the River Pro. It has been around for a very long time. As you can see, it's got a light, which is something that the River 2 Pro doesn't have. It's got, 3 USB-A's and 1 Type-C. Over here, you've got the same, 3 USB-A's and 1 Type-C. There are some differences. We're going to go over that in the specs. You do get your car charge outlet on the River 2 Pro and the same on the River Pro. So very similar as far as what it looks like. One of the changes they made, obviously, is they put the outlets in the front on the River 2 Pro. Now, if you look at the River Pro, the outlets are basically on the side, right? As you can see here, you also have 3-prong here, all right? These are not 3-prong. They just have holes on the side. You do have that fan that passes through to circulate air, right? So they've stuck with that. That's worked out very well. And again here, right, you've got your fan that circulates your air on both sides. So you get that. And one of the biggest differences, obviously, right, is you got a flat top now, and your handle is in the back. So you can maybe slide this down in an area or put something on top of it, right? Now, you really can't with the River Pro, although you could fit some items here, but definitely a nice side-by-side. Why don't we go ahead and look at the back of the units. So in the back of the units, you could see here that you've got, just your simple design here in the back. Now with the River 2 Pro, you've got obviously your AC cord goes here, and then you've got the support for the XT60 or the XT60i cable, which is nice. And by the way, this does support XT60i. Now, if you look at the side of the River Pro, you'll see here that this will support the XT60, right? But it doesn't look like it has that little pin that is on the River 2 Pro here. So I do see an extra pin. If you see that there, I'll zoom in a little more. And I believe that's supposed to support more amperage. I haven't gotten complete detail on that. Now, again, you do have a overload protection button, and obviously where you would plug in your AC cord. No overload protection button here. And not for nothing. When I pressed this in the past, I don't think it ever worked for me. So just pretty interesting. You do get, on the bottom of these units, you do get some rubber feet. So that's going to really help where you put these, so that you're not scratching anything. And I think here on the bottom of the River 2 Pro, again, very similar, right? I don't know what's going on with the stuff on here, but very similar. They stuck with a very similar piece here as well. But you've got this handle now, right? And that's your quick look. And we're going to go ahead and move forward in this quick comparison. Let me go ahead and show you the light real quick on the River Pro. I'll turn the light off in here so it's going to get a little romantic. All right. And then let me turn on the light, and so that's just setting number 1. Setting number 2 is a little brighter. And setting number 3 is SOS. Pretty nice to have. One of the nice features of the River 2 Pro is you can charge it using the USB Type-C up to 100 watts, which is nice. So not only can you use that as an output to maybe power like a MacBook Pro or something like that, but it's another way you can actually charge the unit. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this UGreen. I've got a 100 watt UGreen power brick. It's actually got 3 USB Type-Cs and 1 Type-A. And again, it can supply up to 100 watts. And let me just plug this in, and we'll do a little test to see, you know, what type of wattage we get. So I'll plug it into the USB Type-C, and let's just watch the screen. All right. There you go. We're getting 94 watts coming in, USB Type-C. Nice feature to have. All right, we're now going to dig in and go over the meat and the potatoes. All right. So let's start off with cost. Now, the River Pro has been around for a while. All right. It normally goes for about $649, but I've seen it on sale for $499, and it's starting to get hard to get. All right. Now, the one thing that the River Pro has is an extra battery, which sells for about $450. Again, that's found on sale as well. We'll show you that later on in the video. Now, let's talk about the cost of the River 2 Pro. So that is now $599. Again, still pretty unofficial because this video is being made and finalized around the time of the launch of the River 2 Pro. Now, let's talk about power. So the River Pro is 600 watts, and it supports a surge of 1200 watts with X-Boost. The River 2 Pro is 800 watts now, and it supports 1600 watts with X-Boost. Both of the AC inverters are pure sine wave, so it's very clean power, nothing to worry about there. Now let's talk about the battery types. So the River Pro is a lithium-ion battery, and the River 2 Pro is a lithium iron phosphate battery, aka LFP. Now the battery capacity on the River Pro is 720 watt hours, and it's expandable with the battery, we're going to show you soon, to 1440 watt hours. The River 2 Pro is 768 watt hours and is not expandable. Now let's talk about the battery life cycles, because that's really important. So the River Pro has 800 cycles, the battery, and then it'll go to 80% plus. Now the River 2 Pro has 3,000 cycles. No, I didn't make a mistake. 3,000 cycles, and then it goes to 80%. So that lithium iron phosphate battery is just amazing when it comes to life cycles. Let's talk a little bit about charging for a minute. So one thing they improved on the River 2 Pro, right? So the River Pro, you can charge it to 100% in 96 minutes. But on the River 2 Pro, you could actually charge it to 100% in 70 minutes. You've got more capacity on the battery, and yet 26 minutes less to charge. Let's talk about solar. So solar on the River Pro maxes out at 200 watts, and it's 10 to 25 volts, 12 amp. Now, they improved that on the River 2 Pro. So it'll handle a 220 watt panel, 11 to 50 volts, 13 amp. Now, what's nice about going from 25 volt on the Pro to 50 volt on the 2 Pro is if you wanted to put more panels, you know what I mean? If you wanted to add like 2 panels in series, you'd be able to do that. See, it's really hard with the Pro because when it maxes out at 25 volt, you know, panels are usually around 21 volts, 22 volts each panel. So with the River 2 Pro, you could actually get, you know, 2 100 watt panels or whatever it is if you decided you wanted to do that. And because it's up to 50 volts, you know, it'll handle that. So I like that. It's really nice. Let's go ahead and talk about the ports and the outlets. So the River Pro has 10 ways you can power devices, and the River 2 Pro has 11 ways. So the River Pro has 3 AC outlets, and the River 2 Pro has 4. Okay? And again, these are 3-prong, which is really nice. You've got one USB Type-C, 100 watt, on the River Pro, right here, and that's an out only. On the River 2 Pro, you now have a USB Type-C 100 watt power direct port, and this can be used to charge the power station, or you can power devices. So that's an in and an out. So that's a nice little upgrade. As far as USB Type A's, you've got 2 regular and 1 fast charge. On here, on the River 2 Pro, you've only got 3 regular, so none of them are fast charge USB Type A. Don't know why they did that. You've got, on the River Pro, you've got 1 car outlet that's at 96 watt max. And on the River 2 Pro, the car outlet actually will go up to 126 watts. Both power stations have DC 5521 barrel ports. On the River Pro, they're 40 watts each. On the River 2 Pro, they're 36 watts each. Now, let's talk a little bit more about differences. So both power stations support apps, so you can download the EcoFlow app, all right? Now, on the River Pro, it only supports Wi-Fi. On the River 2 Pro, it supports Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And for some people that don't have Wi-Fi, you can at least update your power station and you can control it locally. And the Bluetooth version on the River 2 Pro is 5.0. The Wi-Fi on both of these units is 2.4 gigahertz, so just keep that in mind. Now let's talk a little bit about weight. So the River Pro weighs 16.8 pounds, and the River 2 Pro weighs 17.2 pounds. So the River 2 Pro is a little heavier. The warranty on the River Pro is 2 years, and on the River 2 Pro, it's actually 5 years. Because that battery will last a whole lot longer, you've got a better warranty. All right. Now let's go ahead and pull out and show you what's included. All right, so what's included with these power stations? Well, the River Pro, you get your user guide, you get your AC cord, you get your DC barrel plugs, you get a car charger, and you get some solar cables. With the River 2 Pro, you get your user guide, you get a thicker, by the way, a thicker AC cord, so they actually up that. I'll go ahead and put the sizes of the cables on the screen for a moment so you could see the thickness of the River Pro versus the River 2 Pro. And you get barrel plugs and a car charger. And as you can see, you do not get a solar cable with the River 2 Pro. So there is the River 2 Pro and the expansion battery. So this basically doubles the capacity. and it connects with this special cable here. All right. And the unit basically has an area here where you would connect that special cable. So pretty cool feature, and I think some people might miss that, but I just thought I'd show you the River Pro with the extra battery. So here are some runtime and charge examples. All right, so as you can see here on the top left side, you've got the Pro. In the middle, you've got the Pro with the battery. And on the right, you've got the River 2 Pro. Obviously, the River Pro is a 720 watt-hour battery. The River Pro with the battery expansion is 1,440 watt-hours. And then the River 2 Pro has that 768 watt-hour battery. So here are some examples. A 10-watt LED light on the River Pro would run around 70 hours, estimate. On the River Pro with the expansion battery, you would double that, about 140 hours. And on the River 2 Pro, about 74 hours. A 40-watt fan on the River Pro, 17 hours. River Pro with the battery, about 34 hours. And on the River 2 Pro, 18 hours. What about a small college refrigerator, about a 100-watt refrigerator? On the Pro would run about 6.75 hours. On the Pro with the expansion battery, 13.5 hours. And on the River 2 Pro, 7.25 hours. Now, what about how many times I can charge a phone? Well, an iPhone 12, you can charge about 27 times with a River Pro, 54 times with a River Pro and expansion battery, and about 29 times with a River 2 Pro. A Samsung S21, you can charge it about 19 times with a River Pro, 38 times with a River Pro and an expansion battery, and about 21 times with a River 2 Pro. Well, guys, short and sweet, and my question for you is, what do you think? Do you own a River Pro? Were you thinking of getting one? How do you think it compares to the River 2 Pro? Do you feel there's some upgrades there? What are you going to be purchasing? Well, let us know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. And by the way, if you thought this video helped you in any way, I sure hope you take a moment and give us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. And if you're new to this channel, take a moment and subscribe. We would love to have you as a new family member. Share our video, by the way. And if you do share our video, let us know in the comments so we can give you some love. All right? Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And check out our new Tesla channel in the upper right-hand corner. We got a Tesla. We're learning it. We're using it. And we're going to start to share some things. Anyway, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day.